Hey guys, welcome back. Last episode we robbed like this little illegal card gambling operation over there at the on top of the gun shop. We got in the fight with the law, and in the end we didn't make it out of there. After shooting 3 policemen, they catched up and shot Arthur in the back of the head. And actually that's fine by me, because I don't really felt that good about going in as the aggressor robber and shooting the police and stuff, and also the owner of the gun shop. Or now we only knocked him out, but still. Or at least we didn't shoot him. We may have killed him with melee, I'm not sure. But it was a bit messy, and I want to be an honorable outlaw, so I'm pretty fine that it was game over there. But anyways, we have to pay off that bounty.
How do you do?
Pretty fine, thank you very much. Hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies.
Hello there.
Hello, sir.
Southern and Eastern Railways. The liveliest of entertainments. Theater Rallure, yes.
I see you, friend. I'll help you out presently.
I'd like to pay a bounty, Mr.
Good on you. Get a fresh start. What can I do for you?
Thank you very much. I'm not really sure what that bounty
Thanks,
does, because if it's a game over and you have a bounty, it's not like the police immediately get you. Alright, let's now, it's becoming night, that's good. So then, oh, it's only afternoon. Because I need to wait for the night, because we want to do the mayor mission. So we do have to wait somewhere. Can't we? We can see a short movie. Let's see a movie and kill some time. Snow burger, milk chocolates. Stuff like this, it's really well done, these posters.
You must be a little crazy.
Yes, I'm a little crazy. Alright, it's not that fine of a weather, so good moments. Ambrosi Ice Cream Parlor. Established 1876. It's a good moment to
Hello. For a show, I presume?
watch a little movie.
Ticket, please.
The show will be behind in any of the doors beside the booth.
That had me real scared.
Alright, let's hope it's one that we didn't see yet. Here we go. Nope,
Welcome, one and all, to the remarkable example of modern entertainment at its finest. Now, most of you youngins, I'm sure, know about our great national hero and pioneer, Josiah Blackwater. Him that gave the town of Blackwater its nomenclature. You see, only about
It's
100 years
nomenclature.
ago, we're nothing near
Cletus.
a big old force. Ferocious beasts, surly savages, arid deserts, and unconquered mountains. The West, well, the whole West was untamed. Your mama probably told you bedtime stories about Josiah's many adventures. But I'm gonna tell you a story you ain't likely to have heard about his possum hat. Now, Josiah Blackwater was born in the year of our Lord 1782 in a log cabin just west of Ansburg. He was a special boy. His pa gave him his first rifle when he was 3 years old.
Already has a beard.
Right away, he exclaimed, "There's a whole mess of critters out there in the woods that aim to eat us, so I'm gonna consume them first." Yes, sir. He really took to killing all manner of things. He was such a keen shot. One morning, he was sorting up some winter turnips for the root cellar when a big old bear and her cubs came in the kitchen hunting for food. It had a mind to eat up all the jams and preserves. Josiah grabbed that bear and wrestled her to the ground and squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. He whooped the tar clean out of that big old critter. Then he tied her up and grabbed them cubs and ground them into sausages while the mama bear watched. That's fine eating. His ma and pa knew right then he was cut out to be the finest wild frontiersman that ever drew breath. But first, they wanted him to get some book learning. After only 3 days of attending school, Josiah beat the living daylights out of the class bully and announced to his daddy that he was tired of ciphering and mathematics on account it's only good for adding up the number of critters or Indians you can kill. So he ran away from home and headed west. Now these lands were occupied by savages then, and when Josiah Blackwater came scouting through, he recognized it to be a land of splendor, wasted on those that couldn't appreciate it on account of worshiping false idols. He got rid of all them pesky buffalo, and thereby ensured those infernal Injuns didn't have nothing to eat. Of course, that got them mightily riled up, so he had to slaughter all of them too. Just like his daddy had once done to the Redcoats in 1775. Right about that time, he met an Indian girl he took pity on account of having annihilated her family. She was 12 years old, and so he took her as his wife. She gave him 2 sons before she died of typhus. Now, y'all know that Josiah Blackwater wore a possum for a hat, but most don't know how that came to be. Well, one day, old Josiah was riding a couple of alligators down the Lanahatchee River, riding, standing up, and shooting eagles right out of the sky, when he sees a big old mountain lion about to eat a possum. Josiah grabbed that mountain lion by the tail and wrestled it till it was plumb dead. Well, that possum really took to Josiah. Followed him around like a dog loyal to its master. Yes, they had a lot of adventures together. Now Josiah never cried a day in his life, but he pert near dead on the day that possum passed. For they were mighty fine friends. So he skinned it and made it into a hat. Back in them days, a possum skin was as good as money. But he never parted with that hat, not even for $10. Once he founded the town of Blackwater, he sent word for settlers to come. It was the last stop in the west before San Francisco. He met a girl by the name of Rufina Helsby at a barn dance one night, took her as his wife, and settled down. Built himself a cattle empire and had 14 youngins. But Josiah Blackwater wasn't the home-loving kind, and he grew mighty restless. One day on the courthouse steps, he announced, "You may all go to hell, and I will go to Saint Denis." And so he did. Enjoyed French pursuits of strumpets and wanton gluttony, which is where he came upon the idea of running for Congress. He wore that possum hat every day as a congressman, as a reminder of where he come from, saying, "I may live in barbaric splendor, but I always remember, keep your friends close and your gun closer, because you don't know when you might have to shoot them."
Pretty funny. That was one continuous stream of crazy. Alright, hopefully this killed some time. And again, really impressive that each show, I already saw like 3 movies. And with the other theater counted like 5 movies. And
we'll see you again.
3
Mister.
Theater shows. And they were all different.
Hey, move it already.
So they really made a lot of content. Snowburger
How
chocolates.
are we today?
Alright. Yeah, it killed 3 hours almost. So we still have some more time to spend. Let's see if there's anything to do in town. Let's see if we can get a newspaper. Hello, mister. Yes, actually a new newspaper.
Good read?
2 actually, holy shit.
I'll take a paper, please.
So much content. Reading one of those papers really takes like half an hour or 20 minutes. So we will not do that now. Or I could maybe read one now. Let's do that quickly to pass the time. Can we sit? No, that's a shame, but we will pretend that we're sitting. And let's whip out the newspaper. 48, here we go. Why can't I use it? Because I'm sitting. Yes, because I was crouching. Alright, Guarma Island sugar boom. Fuser cult friend of the US. Cuban imports on the rise. Rail baron industrial titan Leviticus Cornwall stood next to a ship unloading Cuban sugar from the island of Guarma and hailed a new era of cooperation between the two countries. After making 2 trips to the region to tour sugar plantation and signing an executive purchase order with the governor of Guarma, imports are on the rise. Cornwall had called local governor Alberto Fuser a great friend of America. However, the boom is undercutting the US sugar industry and resulting in the loss of American jobs. Detractors call Fuser a controversial figure who is flamboyant at times and cruel at others, and has Guarma under a quasi-military rule. The security force is reportedly feared across the island, with plantation workers often working 40-hour shifts to keep up. He drew a big revolver, famed gunslinger battle. When the smoke cleared at Brandywine Drop, a score was settled and 2 legendary gunslingers Slim Grant and Jim Boy Calloway were dead. Gunslinger turned Marshal Slim Grant was shot by Calloway, who was seeking revenge for the ultimate demise of his cousin many years ago. I know that... Didn't we shoot Calloway, but did he shoot Slim Grant? I don't even remember. Calloway dead. After mortally wounding Grant, Calloway was shot in the back in a final act of cowardice. Witness to the event preceding their death was author and historian Theodore Levin, who is currently penning a biography on Calloway, in which he promises to chronicle in detail the tragic last moments and words of 2 legends of a lost era. Gang hideout discovered at Clements Point, believed to be Van der Linden gang, was deserted only days before. Law agents and others on the trail of the Van der Linden gang say they have discovered the remains of a camp that no doubt served as their base of operations, as the gang robbed, terrorized and killed citizens across the Scarlet Meadows area recently. The rather large area was well organized, and based on the footprint of the operation, it appears that more people are involved in the thieving organization than officials pursuing the gang originally thought. The Van der Linden gang is wanted for a string of robberies and murders, most notably the Blackwater boat heist, where close to $150,000 was stolen. Ranchers in the area report missing livestock, and one man, Thaddeus Rivington, reported to police that his teenage daughter has disappeared and joined the gang, which he says serves as the only explanation as to why she wouldn't want to finish the process of discernment and joining a local convent. It's pretty funny. Shootout at trolley station. Dozens dead. Thieves escape on trolley, flee on police wagon. Crime waves continue. Thieves in the midst of robbing the Saint Denis trolley station were surprised by police, and a vicious gun battle ensued across large tracts of the city. Shots rang out for a considerable period and residents fled the area. Their options limited by the bravery of our police officers, the robbers managed to hijack a trolley and head out into the streets of Saint Denis, striking fear into street goers and shattering windows and personal property as they exchanged gunfire with the law. The trolley eventually crashed in a grand spectacle, but the culprits shot their way through a garrison of law enforcement and fled on a police wagon. The horror that was unleashed stretched throughout the city, with citizens aghast at the trail of destruction and worrying for the health and safety of their families. A special meeting of the town council has been called, and officials will seek a remedy to what is being called a wave of crime in what is normally a relatively peaceful city. Alright, let's find a bit of light. Is there any light source, people? Check the time. Yeah, we still have a couple of moments. Why is it closed? Alright, I will try to read further without lights. There is not really a lot of light here.
Bonsoir.
Otherwise I will just do the digital version. Chicago Negroes hold anti-lynching service. Protest against lynching of popular reverend in Georgia. The body of Reverend Benson Floyd, the man who was implicated in the Chandler murder, was found hanging from a branch of a persimmon tree in a small hamlet in Georgia. Despite many protests of his innocence by his employer and white members of the community, a mob convicted him by a roadside here and strung him up to hang after mutilating the body. Floyd had been implicated by another Negro, Otto Luther, who was hanged in the Chandler murder, and in a final confession said it was the preacher who had paid him to murder Chandler. Many believe this story to be a falsehood, as Luther resented Reverend Floyd's chastising him for sinful ways. In response to the lynching, many of the 30,000 colored residents of Chicago are arranging a series of protests to be held in churches. Community leaders have called for calm and civilized discussions. Western grows the new fashionable Gaiety Jimmy Research Man Athletic Bicycle House.
Let's go on. These are bad men.
Je vois.
Alright, that was that. And Falcon Claw Tobacco, the highest quality pipe tobacco on the market. Lennox Electric Company, fuel and supply. Read the St. Denis Times Tribune and keep posted $1 per annum. Are you ever depressed? At Soda Founds Nationwide Festa. At Soda Founds? Whatever. Here we go. Garden parties and readings of Evelyn Miller. American high society thrives on spectacle, and there is no bigger trend in the dinner, dances, musical and garden parties attended by the elites of the era than that of the writings of Evelyn Miller. His musings on nature, simplicity and the rights of savages are all the topics of conversation.
That's how the screw turns.
Over luncheon or mild tea. His ideas seem to penetrate the aristocratic cranium in such a way that readers can speak of little else. In some circles they seem to prefer that the thoughts of Mr. Miller become social law. Indeed, Mr. Miller spends plenty of time in the social strata where he is a topic of conversation. He is often seen at the garden party and was present at the famed Mayor's Ball in St. Denis this year, while visiting the region on a sabbatical from his teaching job in New Haven, Connecticut. While it surely is a delightful social life discussing philosophy while watching regattas or in mansions with fashionable people, it is this newspaper's opinion that at the heart of Mr. Miller's writers is a basic disdain for others who, due to social position, have not achieved his level of enlightenment. He, like others of his kind, is a dandy and fraud masquerading as a man of nature and the art. We, as a people, can do better than to worship this false idol. Stops diseases and eruptions of the skin. Works in soft or hard water. Tar soap. A world of amazement. St. Denis entertainment shrines. Stroll by the theater rouleur and it is hard to miss the gay spectacle that transpires inside. Indeed, you can hear it spilling out into the street. Master of ceremony Eldridge T. Abington has brought a divine spectacle to St. Denis, and the nightly shows feature an epic brood of a woman named Hortensia, the magic and daring escapes of Benjamin Lazarus, a fire breather, a snake charmer, French dancers, musical acts and more. Watch as unsuspected members of the audience become part of the show. The lineup changes nightly and ticket prices are reasonable, as Abington is wont to remind you repeatedly. This is sophisticated entertainment at its finest, like they enjoy in London and Paris. The Indian trouble, Wapiti quarrel with US agents. Indian discontent has taken many forms in many states, poised to boil over once more. The ungrateful Indian can wax poetic about a time when all land was his and grumble about his limited quarters confined to reservations all he wants, but the facts are the facts. The United States of America has been particularly generous to the red men, and yet they repeatedly claim mistreatment. In the end, this... However, there is nothing preventing any citizens of the United States from leaving, and so too should the red men consider leaving for Europe or Canada, or more likely Mexico, which does not impose tax or laws on times of season in which one can hunt game. Currently, most full-blooded Indians are quite content to accept the very generous allowance given by the US government, yet there are still some tribes who prefer conflict as their warring nature cannot leave their system. Take, for instance, in our region, the Wapiti Reservation in the Grizzlies, where tensions with the Army regiment stationed at nearby Fort Wallace are growing, and some fear an all-out return to the bloody days of the Indian Wars. Colonel Henry Favors, officer in command of the local regiment, has sent a dispatch to Washington warning of a possible return to armed hostilities as the Indians have failed to abide by treaties that we signed in good faith. Indians claim that the army is withholding supplies and medicine and that sickness is rife, all of which are falsehoods meant to further hostilities. We will stay with these stories as events unfold. Mayor's Gala was grand. Wealthy attend annual soiree. The annual High Society Gala thrown by Saint Denis Mayor Henry Lemieux at his mansion this year went late into the night with champagne flowing, a string-quartered serenading guests and fireworks filling the night skies. The eclectic roster of high-profile guests included the industrialist Archibald Jameson, war hero Major Albert Crawley, the banker Gilbert Knightley, and proprietor of the Saint Denis Times Tribune Hector Fellows. Also somewhat controversially in attendance was Angelo Bronte, a generous benefactor to the city of Saint Denis, but also believed to have ties to unsavory
I saw a lady on a bicycle, you know. My dear, she took herself right across the road.
Interests.
No.
Pete Piper brand
Yeah.
patent, use as directed, poisonous if swallowed, pest and critter baits. Pete Piper brand's patented formula lures unwanted wildlife and pesky herbivores right into your trap. Beavers, deer, rabbits and rodents will soon be singing a new tune. Bombardment of the stars, magnificent shower of meteors. Ah, we actually saw meteors, impact craters in the game. There was a great disappointment felt last year when the predicted meteor shower did not appear. Astronomers the world over wondered if the shower had been given up as lost or merely delayed a year. However, amateur astronomers has been sending in dispatches regarding sightings of meteor showers near Roanoke Ridge in New Hanover after a large meteor hit there. These space particles intersect with the Earth, combusting into brilliant showers of light, and are thought to be residue from the system that produced the massive meteor that recently fell and created a sizable crater in the area. Some have flocked to the crater, claiming that space debris has healing powers, while others claim this to be unsubstantiated and ludicrous conjecture. Virtue unearned is not virtue. Massive explosions, robbery at Cornwall facility, many dead or dying. A peaceful night was split in two as explosions rocked Cornwall kerosene and tar in the heartlands of New Hanover. In the ensuing chaos, a gang of criminals breached the perimeter and headed towards the office safe. According to the foreman, the robbers were not interested in stealing cash. Instead, they sought important business documents from the safe. They were discovered mid-haste and a spectacular gun battle ensued. Your health core is empty. Your health will regenerate slower. Sleep or eat food such as meat and canned food to refill your health core. Oh yeah, we have to eat a bit more indeed. We are also at minimal health, I remember reading in a pop-up. They were discovered mid-haste and a spectacular gun battle ensued. Numerous guards were killed and others gravely wounded as the unscrupulous bandits fled. Local law enforcement do not have any leads or motives, but report to be forming organized posses and militias to comb the surrounding area. Local law enforcement do not have any leads or motives, but report to be forming organized posses and militia. Okay. Last article, the art of angling. That's always really funny. He's super he's really vain, this dude. This is the guy that we sent the legendary fish to. Largemouth bass. My well-appointed... Yeah, it's too annoying to read. I will do the digital version, sorry. It's less immersive, but let's do that.
Ils en fout. C'est un scélérat.
What?
My well-appointed study contains a plethora of mounted trophies, most notably among them countless magnificent examples of largemouth bass. These feisty creatures are like trained acrobats that make any keen angler's best friend and worst foe. They flash and fin and jump and leap towards the heavens, all the while the excited angler shouts with joy. Once a very rich woman, upon visiting my trophy room, became overwhelmed with vapors and matters got really rather indiscreet, but that is not the subject a gentleman ever discusses in the pages of a newspaper. Indigenous to open flowing water, bass are finicky, preferring rain to sunshine and crawfish to lures. Once they strike, fight with all you can and do not let go. Happy fighting. It'll be well worth it when you win a battle. Alright, one newspaper down. Let's eat something and get the hell to the mayor, because now we... It's... Holy shit, we have to get there really quickly. Because I think at 5 in the morning... It will disappear, his objective. Holy shit. I don't think we will make that.
Okay, girl.
Let's try our best and we will eat afterwards. Get the hell over there. We have 45 minutes. Get the hell over there. God damn it! Cannot use this. Not now. Hello. Oh, here you are.
Alright, girl.
Ah, man. 440. God damn it. I don't think we're gonna make it. Let's try our best. This is like the second time or the third time I'm missing this objective because it's disappearing. Alright, here's his house. We have to get around the back as quickly as possible. Alright. Can I get past? Yes. Running like a mofo. And did we make it? Come on, bro. God damn it. And again, it's gone. So annoying. Alright, then let's eat something. We need to eat. Let's eat some cooked big game meats. And now we have to get somewhere to spend another night to be able to return here, or another day to be able to return here during nighttime.
Let's go, girl.
So where can we spend the night? I'm not gonna read. Why is everything in lockdown? Or should I break the lock? Is that like an... No, we don't have any objective now. And if I would need to see him in his house, then probably the objective marker would still be there, inside the house. Like there's room enough for an objective marker over here. So I do think it simply disappeared. Last time it also disappeared around 5:30. And that is, yeah. So it disappears at 5 o'clock apparently. Alright, so just let's get somewhere where we can spend the night. Problem is that everything is closed. And I have no idea. There's probably a bed somewhere. Why is everything closed? Is that because we are in a mission now, or no? It's probably because of the time. So I have no idea where we can get a room. Sometimes there was like, for instance, in Ennisburg, there is like rooms available in the gunsmith or in the general stores. No, in the gunsmith, I think. So that's totally unexpected. It's not like there is like a hotel icon. It's like a gunsmith, and you should just discover by coincidence that you can also get a room over there. So I could try to see if there's a room in that establishment, because that at least it's a restaurant, so maybe it also has rooms where we can sleep and kill the time quickly, speed up time. Right, where was it? Here it is.
Friend.
Where was it again? That big... Right. Apparently it's over here somewhere. Where is that card game? I thought that was a big restaurant card game. Apparently not. Apparently it's simply... it's over here. So all the establishments are... now they are opening at 6 o'clock. So we could... Yeah, then this is the saloon I was talking about, where we maybe can get a room. It's, by the way, really weird. The only official hotels are in Valentine and Strawberry, while Saint Denis is a way bigger city. You would expect a hotel to be here as well. And even at the docks you have Hotel Chevalier over here. But apparently you cannot enter it. That's a shame. Yeah, what to do? I'd say wait until this one opens and try to get a room here. Because I'm not gonna watch another show or read another newspaper to again kill the time and then miss out the objective again by being late 2 minutes.
Hey, I gotta be somewhere.
Yeah. He's actually writing a ticket.
Hey, officer.
Forget Wagner.
You hoping for a
Headers.
lottery ticket or something?
Dawson Hatter.
Very
Millinery hats and
intelligent
gloves. What the hell is this? Indoor area. Square.
Out of the damn way.
Here we go.
Alright.
Alright, there is an upstairs, so hopefully they have rooms. Let's check it out.
The more people aim for keeps.
What do you want?
Lodging, nice. Rent room, thank you very much.
Oh, hello again, sir. How are things? You look a little, unwell.
The hell is dit? Oysters. Holy
Everyone's
shit.
a liar at
this table.
This really is upper class establishment.
Don't you look lovely?
Even those little brand cabinet grants, Saint Denis, Eugene Fleur.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Nice details like those, like the name of the manufacturer on the pianos. And this is actually a different name than another piano that I saw. So even those are quite elaborate. Alright, anyways, let's get an upper class room. Hello, lady.
Morning.
Pretty gross bedsheet, like this flannel. It's not my satin, not my thing, but we have no option. We are going to sleep till nighttime. Alright. Check the time. Yes, midnight. Fine. Well refreshed and ready to go.
Let's go on. These are bad
I'll give
men.
this much.
Will he be playing? He's sat down. Come on, dude.
Bonjour, monsieur.
He's practicing, or he's cleaning the...
Hello.
Thanks.
nose.
Sorry.
Alright, here we go. For like the 5th time trying to get to the mayor. Oh. We're going in the wrong direction. Nice weather for a visit to the mayor, I'd say. Here we are. Oh. Can I hit stores? Nope. Alright, you stay here, Lizzie. Try not to get too wet. And here we go. Hopefully it finally works out. Yes, finally. Idealism and pragmatism for beginners.
Got his letter.
Mr. Arthur,
Sir?
education is the most wonderful thing. It'll raise us higher and higher. Make civics and ethics less a work of dirty-minded pragmatists like me, and the calling of higher, better men.
Here, here.
Without it, we are savages. But with learning, why, in 50 years, man will put down his guns and start living a life of relentless purity.
Here, here.
But the rich can be so very self-absorbed.
How can I help?
You can't.
We need all our strengths. That's the point. We've gone over this.
Violence is never right.
I agree with you. But it's not violence. It's the mere threat of violence.
Against whom?
Oh. Against Hector Fellow's worst nature. To convince him to make good on his promise to help finance the library.
Who is he and where do I find him?
He's a newspaper man. And
He's leaving town on a coach, heading to his country estate because he doesn't like your heavy-handed approach.
Well, you certainly won't like my heavy-handed approach.
Thank you, Mr. Arthur.
You'll spot him on the road through the bayou. He has a red coach. So we are clear, I do not approve of this behavior.
Alright. We have a new job. Trying to threaten somebody. We will do that in the next episode, already hitting the time limit again, and we'll continue immediately after this one. Hope to see you there. For the meantime, guys, as always, do not ever forget to keep on gaming. See you later.